Hello students, how are you? All good? Okay, it's great. Now I am going to start today's class. Today I will explain you the remaining questions of exercise 6.1. Clear? So I am going to start from question number 17. 17th question is here. Solve the given inequality and show the graph of the solution on number line. So in 6.1, question number 17, 18, 19 and 20. These four questions are same as this. Solve the given inequality and show the graph of the solution on number line. Understood? So see, first of all we will have to solve this inequality. I told you what we will do. We will collect all the variables together. So this 2x, we will transfer this 2x in the left hand side, and this minus 2 we can shift in right hand side. Understood? So see, 3x will be here. Whenever we will shift this 2x in left hand side, then this is positive 2x, so it will be negative 2x. Is smaller than 1 will remain same, and this minus 2 is shifted in right hand side, then it will become positive 2. Clear? Now 3x minus 2x, it will give you x is smaller than 1 plus 2 is 3. Means x is smaller than 3. This is the solution. But x is what? Nothing is given. In previous questions, it was given that x is a natural number, x is an integer or x is a real number. But here in this question it is not given that x is what? Natural number, integer or real number. So what we will do, if nothing is given, that means we will consider x is a real number. If nothing is given, then we will consider x is a real number. So we will have to give the solution of this x for real number. Got it? So if x is real number and x is smaller than 3, then what will be the solution set for x? So since x is a real number, then solution set for x equals to, x is a real number and we know that real numbers start from minus infinity to plus infinity, but x is smaller than 3, so what we will do? Minus infinity to 3, minus infinity to 3, and there is only smaller than symbol, not smaller than equals to is here, so we will have to put small brackets. We will have to put small brackets, means open interval. Understood? So the solution set for x is minus infinity to 3 in small brackets. Now question is saying solve the given inequality. So here we have already solved this and show the graph of the solution on number line. Now we have to show this solution on number line. So what we will do? We will draw a number line here. Since this number line is this is a real number line, so it will start from minus infinity to plus infinity, and here there will be 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and so on, minus infinity, and right side positive 1, positive 2, positive 3, positive 4 and so on, positive infinity. But see, x is smaller than 3, so where is 3? Positive 3. Positive 3 is this. So we have to put a circle here. We have to draw a circle at positive 3. Clear? And x is smaller than 3. And we all know that the numbers on left side will be the smaller than 3 or not? Am I right? And the solution set is minus infinity to 3. So minus infinity is here, 3 is here. We will have to dark this line like this. We will have to dark this line till infinity, minus infinity. So this we have to show. Clear? Now one more point is there. Suppose that if there is equal sign, then the solution set here minus infinity we will have to put the small bracket. But here equal sign is present, then we will have to put here square bracket. Or if square bracket is on 3, then we will have to dark this circle also. We have to dark this circle. Clear? अगर यहाँ पर इक्वल का साइन है तो हम यहाँ पर 3 को क्या करेंगे, डार्क सर्कल करेंगे, सर्कल के अंदर भी कलर कर देंगे, और इस पूरी लाइन को हमने क्या करा है, डार्क किया है. Understood? But in this question there is not equal sign, so there will not be this square bracket, and we will not dark the circle at 3. This is an empty circle. This will be an empty circle. Got it? So here this question is completed. Hope you all got it. Good. So beta pause your video and note it down. Okay students, now question number 18, same as 17. Solve the given inequality and show the graph of the solution on number 9. Inequality is changed here. 5x minus 3 greater than equals to. Are you watching this sign? Greater than equals to 3x minus 5. We will solve this inequality first. What we will do? We will shift this 3x in left hand side, and this 3 we can shift in right hand side. So this will be 5x, and this 3x will be minus 3x greater than equals to. Minus 5 is here, it will remain same, and this minus 3 will become positive 3. Now 5x minus 3x, we will get 2x greater than equals to. Minus 5 plus 3, we will get minus 2. Clear? Now this 2x, here 2 and x, there is multiplication in between them. So this 2, whenever we will shift this in right hand side, then there is multiplication sign, then 2 will move in denominator of this. So x is greater than equals to minus 2 upon 2. So cancellation is here, 2 ones are 2. So x is greater than equals to minus 1. Clear? Now since x is real, if x is real, then solution set of x equals to, x is greater than equals to minus 1, means x minus 1 से greater है और उसके equal है. तो अगर greater है तो कहां तक जाएगा, प्लस इंफिनिटी तक. So the solution set of x will be from minus 1 to positive infinity. Is it clear? Now which bracket we have to put here, a small bracket or a square bracket? So see, for minus 1 there is greater than and equals also. Equal sign is there, no? So for minus 1 we will have to put the square bracket. So minus 1 is here, so we will have to put a square bracket here. And for infinity we will have to put a small bracket. Got it? Since there is greater than and equals to sign, or if equal to sign is there, then we will have to put the square bracket. But for infinity we will have to put a small bracket. Hope it is clear to everyone. Okay, now we will have to plot the graph for this. So we will draw a number line. This is real number line which starts from minus infinity to plus infinity. Here it is 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and so on minus infinity. And here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on plus infinity. But the solution set of x is from minus 1 to infinity, from minus 1. So where is minus 1? We will have to draw a circle, and we will start a dark line till plus infinity. So we will have to dark this remaining portion of the line till positive infinity. We will have to dark this remaining portion of the number line till positive infinity from minus 1. But see, at minus 1 there is a square bracket, so we will have to fill this circle also. We will have to fill this circle also, means we will have to dark this circle. Now this is the graph for this solution set for this inequality. Hope it is clear. Okay students, now pause the video and note it down. Students, now question number 19 and 20. both are same as question number 17 and 18. So you will try those questions yourself. Clear? Now I am going to explain you word problems of this exercise. Question number 21. So question number 21 is here. Ravi obtained 70 and 75 marks in first 2 unit test. There is Ravi, any student who got 70 and 75 marks in first 2 unit test. In first test he got 70 marks, in second test he got 75 marks. Got it? This line is clear? Okay. Now find the number if minimum marks he should get in the third test. We have to find how much marks he should get in third test to have an average of at least 60 marks. यानी उसे थर्ड टेस्ट में कम से कम कितने मार्क्स मिले कि उसका तीनों सब्जेक्ट का जो एवरेज मार्क्स है वो एटलीस्ट कितना होना चाहिए, 60 मार्क होना चाहिए. एटलीस्ट मींस कम से कम 60 मार्क्स आने चाहिए. Are you getting this point? Okay. So firstly we will have to collect the data here. Marks obtained in first test. How much marks he obtained in first test? That is 70. Now marks obtained in second test. Second test, how much he obtained? 75. Clear? We have to find the marks he should get in the third test. So we will consider, let he should get X marks in third test. Here we considered he should get X marks in third test. Understood? Now one condition is given. The average of the marks should be at least 60 marks. At least 60 marks. So according to question, average of marks should be at least 60 marks. कम से कम 60 marks. At least means कम से कम, ज्यादा से ज्यादा कितना भी हो जाए, 60 से कम नहीं होना चाहिए. At least 60 means 60 से कम ना हो, 60 से ज्यादा हो सकता है. Are you getting this? So 60 से ज्यादा हो सकता है means average marks 60 से ज्यादा हो सकते हैं. Means ज्यादा हो सकते हैं means greater than, और 60 भी हो सकते हैं. So wherever at least is there, you have to put the sign of greater than equals to. Are you getting this? If at least is given, then we will use greater than equals to, because the meaning of at least in Hindi is कम से कम, यानी उससे कम नहीं होने चाहिए, 60 से कम नहीं होने चाहिए. तो क्या मतलब हुआ इसका कि 60 से कम ना हो, यानी 60 हो या फिर 60 से ज्यादा हो. तो एवरेज मार्क्स either greater than 60 or equals to 60. Then we will have to put the sign of greater than equals to. Understood? So this is the average of marks should be greater than equals to 60. Hope it is clear? Good. Now average of marks. There are 3 tests. In first test he got 70, in second test he got 75, or in third test he got X marks. So how can we find the average of these 3 tests? We all know that if there are 3 tests, so how can we find the average? We will add the marks of all 3 tests and divide it by 3. Are you getting? If suppose that 5 tests are there, so how can we find the average? We will add all 5 test marks and divide it by total number of tests. How many tests are there? 5. So we will divide it by 5. Clear? So here there are 3 tests, first, second and third. So what we will do? We will add the marks of these 3 tests and divide it by 3, because 3 tests are there. So average of marks, first test mark is 70 plus second test marks 75 and third test marks X divided by 3 greater than equals to 60. Clear? Now this 3 is in the denominator of left hand side, so it can be shifted in right hand side in multiplication, you know. And 70 plus 75, this will be 145 plus X greater than equals to 60 into 3. This 3 will be multiplied in 60. So 145 145 plus x greater than equals to 63 is a 180. Now we have to find x. So what we will do? We will shift this 145 in right hand side. So this is positive 145. So we will subtract 145 from 180. Now x greater than equals to 180 minus 145. Clear? So x is greater than equals to 35. Or what is x? X is the marks he got in the third test, and this should be greater than or equals to 35. Means if he want to get the average of marks at least 60 marks, then he should get minimum 35 marks in third test. Understood? He should get at least 35 marks in third test to get an average of at least 60 marks. Understood? So at last we will have to write the statement. Hence he should get at least 35 marks to get an average of at least 60 marks. So this is our answer. Hope it is clear to everyone. Understood? Okay, now I am explaining you the next question. Read the next question in your book. To receive grade A in a course, one must obtain an average of 90 marks or more. I am explaining here. एक कोई कोर्स है जिसमें ए ग्रेड लाने के लिए उसका एवरेज कितना होना चाहिए? One must obtain an average of 90 marks or more. Means average is either greater than 90 or equals to 90. So average mark should be greater than equals to 90. Now question is saying if Sunita's marks in first 4 examination, 4 test marks are given here, 87, 92, 94 and 95. Find the minimum marks that Sunita must obtain in the 5th examination to get an average, to get grade A in that course. So 4 test marks are given. 5th marks we will have to find. So we will consider like Sunita should get X marks in the 5th exam. Understood? So how can we find the average of 5 exams? So first exam she got 87 plus in next 92 plus third is 94 plus 95 plus 5th exam we will consider she will get X marks upon divided by, there are 5 exams, so we will divide it by 5 and greater than equals to 90, it will remain same. Clear? Now we will add all these values and this 5 is multiplied here and we can get the value of X. Hope it is clear. So pause your video, note it down, and question number 22 you will have to solve yourself. Okay students, now let's move on. Next question, question number 23. So question number 23 and question number 24 both are same. Only the difference is in question number 3, question is asking about find all pairs of consecutive odd numbers. But in next question is asking about find all pairs of consecutive even numbers. Otherwise both the questions are same. So I am explaining question number 23. You will solve 24 yourself. Understood? So see, find all pairs of consecutive or odd positive integers, both of which are smaller than 10 and their sum is more than 11. So consecutive. What is the meaning of consecutive odd positive integers? Odd numbers we all know that. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. These are the odd numbers. But consecutive odd numbers means जो लगातार आते हैं. For example, 1 के बाद कौन सा odd number आता है? 3. So 1 and 3 are two consecutive numbers. 3 के बाद कौन आता है 5. So 3 and 5 are two consecutive odd numbers. Got it? So see, if 1 and 3 are consecutive odd numbers, 3 and 5 are consecutive numbers, 9 and 11 are consecutive numbers. Now see the difference of two consecutive integers. Beta, first number is 1. If we will add 2, then we will get 3 or not? Same here. First number is 3. If we will add 2, then we will get 5. Here, first number is 9. If we will add 2, then we will get 11. Clear? So, if I consider the first odd number is x, then the consecutive odd number, next odd number will be x plus 2. Understood? Whenever question is asking about two consecutive odd integers, then first odd integer will be x and other will be x plus 2. Only this concept you have to keep in your mind. Understood? Okay. In next question is asking about even numbers, consecutive even numbers. So see, consecutive even numbers are 2 and 4, 4 and 6, 14 and 16. All these are consecutive even numbers. Now see, same approach we will use here. First number is 2. If we will add 2, then we will get 4 or not? Same. First number is 4. If we will add 2, then we will get 6. Here, first number is 14. If we will add 2, then we will get 16. So no matter question is asking about odd numbers or even numbers. If question is asking about consecutive odd numbers or consecutive even numbers, we will consider the first number is x and the second number is x plus 2. Always keep this point in your mind. No matter question is asking about consecutive odd numbers or consecutive even numbers, we will consider first number x, second number is x plus 2. Hope it is clear? Good. So now I am going to solve this question. Pay attention here. So find all pairs of consecutive odd positive integers. So let first odd number equal to x and second odd number equal to x plus 2. Clear? Now question is saying both of which are smaller than 10. Means both numbers should be smaller than 10. Means x is smaller than 10. Clear? And x plus 2 also is smaller than 10. Got it? This is the very first condition. Now, and their sum is more than 11. And second condition, their sum, first number is x, another number is x plus 2. Their sum means plus is more than 11. More than 11 means greater than 11. So beta x plus x, 2x. And this 2 can be shifted there. So greater than 11 minus 2. Then 2x is greater than 11 minus 2 is 9. And x is greater than 9 upon 2. This 2 will be in the denominator of 9. Now see, x is greater than 9 upon 2. We will convert in decimal form. That is 4.5. Clear? So here it is clear that x is greater than 4.5 but is smaller than 10. X is smaller than 10 or not? Yes. So called it first inequality and called it second inequality. So from first and second, we can say that x is greater than 4.5 but x is smaller than 10. So beta, in between 4.5 and 10, how many odd numbers? So the odd numbers between 4.5 and 10 are, beta, odd number which is greater than 4.5, it is 5, 7 and 9. Greater than 4.5 but smaller than 10. So how many odd numbers are in between 4.5 and 10? So there are only 3 odd numbers, 5, 7 and 9. But question is asking all pairs of consecutive odd positive integers. Pair means 2. So हमने consecutive odd positive integers देखने, उनका pair बनाना है. So hence required pair of consecutive odd positive integers are either 5 and 7 or 7 and 9. So the required pair of consecutive odd positive integers are either 5 and 7 or 7 and 9. This is our final answer. Hope it is clear to everyone. So next question is same as this, only the difference here we have find out the odd positive integers, where in next question we will have to find the even positive integers. Same process we will follow. Got it? Good. So students, now I am going to wind up this video. Remaining questions you have to try at home yourself. Hope today's concept is clear for everyone. Good. Okay. Now we will meet again in the next video with a next topic. Clear? Till that time, stay at home, stay healthy and be safe. Thank you.